in Europe, you often hear say it's a battle between, the native population and the Muslim immigrants. Here you are, a Muslim with prayer beads in your hand, saying you want more right-wing parties in Europe.
Well, I really am asking for to be more centrist for sure. Look at, for example, Meloni. When she ran on a very right-wing policy.
Yes.
But when she took over, she just went to center.
That's true.
When you reign, when you take power, you are forced to be more pragmatic.
Yes.
She's a very pragmatic lady.
Yes.
And her policies are very logical and centrist. So many policies of the left wing really failed in Europe. It did not work. And I really hope that that they go back to center and find really take major decisions to really jumpstart the process, like Trump is doing out in America. Trump is shaking up the whole U.S. political system, economic system, financial system. Even now we have tariffs now. I mean, this is still, we're in uncharted territory. We don't know where it's going to be heading. We don't know if these tariffs are there to stay or that they're there for negotiating tool to reach some conclusions with Canada and Mexico.
Well, you've negotiated with Trump, against Trump, to buy the plaza and his boat. What do you think?
Well, when negotiating was a businessman. Now He's the leader of the strongest country in the world, the United States of America. I think with Trump, if you come with him straight and not necessarily succumb to what he's asking for, but if you're logical and pragmatic with him, you can reach a conclusion, a deal, and very fast.
How long did it take you to negotiate the purchase of the plaza?
Less than a week.
Less than a week?
Yes. And his boat, less than a week. Very swift, very fast.
So you think the tariffs are just an opening round in negotiation?
Possibly, we don't know yet. Possibly. But the 25% tariffs on both the northern neighbor and southern neighbor, Canada and Mexico, are pretty high. You've seen now how the auto industry was devastated today. They're down more than 10-15%.
Sure. In trading, but the industry itself is the same.
Sure. It's too early to judge, frankly speaking. That's the trading, because today they announced the system. Today is Monday. They're going to announce. It was announced just now, and the instantaneous reflection on that was very negative, obviously, on the auto industry.
So getting into a trade war with Canada and China, both of whom are totally dependent on the United States, they couldn't exist with the U.S., is different from doing that with China. How does that work?
Well, look, China, I was reading yesterday that China, Xi Jinping did not really did not reply yet. This thing is time, he's composed, is more long-termer. Look, China, his dynasty has been 4,000 years old. So really 1 year, one month, 4 years of any tenure of any president, really, they're not too fast in replying. We have seen Chinese government don't officially reply yet. We've seen Trudeau, we've seen Mexico replying already very aggressively in putting similar tariffs, especially in Canada. So we have not seen the reply of China yet. But China, for sure, is different behemoth completely. It's different ball game.
I mean, what do you, since you're from the Middle East, I would say your mother was Lebanese, you're related to people in power in a bunch of different countries. It's very common here for adversaries to meet and talk. In the West, in the last couple decades, the idea has been, if we disagree with you, we're not talking to you. What do you think of that?
No, frankly speaking, I'm very much supporting what Trump does here. To talk to his adversaries, I think it's a plus. I mean, for example, now we hear that Trump is going to open communication with Putin on Ukraine. I think I'm for it, frankly speaking. Unless you engage, how can you reach a conclusion, an agreement, or an arrangement? I'm for it, frankly speaking. I think that's very bold from him to meet the leader of North Korea.
Yes. How would you describe Putin?
Well, Putin is a very smart man, and he calculates very well his moves. He's a very smart guy, and clearly, one of the things he said, he feels sorry for the day that the Soviet Union disintegrated into all these 15 republics. So he has this empire mentality in him. It's in him. It's in his mind for sure. He still craves for the Soviet Union empire and the Tsarist empire that used to be there before the revolution happened in 1917.
Yes. Everyone wants an empire. Do you think China wants an empire?
Look, China, I think, they have 1.3 billion people. I think the first priority really is to control their domestic situation and have growth. Because look, China has a big problem. Look, you have a very open capitalistic economical system in China. Yet the political system is very centralized, authoritarian, and communist, obviously. Now, these two don't go well together. So the question now, until when these two could happen and continue? China is very concerned about this internal situation, obviously, and they want to have this growth happening to really to have its people migrate from being the poor level to being middle class.
Yes.
So I think that's the main worry, frankly speaking, Russia for the foreseeable future.
I want to tell you about an amazing documentary series from our friend Sean Stone called All the President's Men, The Conspiracy Against Trump. It is a series of interviews with people at the very heart of the first Trump term, many of whom are close to the heart of the second Trump term. This is their stories about what permanent Washington tried to do to them, in many cases send them to prison, for the crime of supporting Donald Trump. Their words have never been more relevant than they are now. Steve Bannon, Kash Patel, I'm in there even. All the President's Men, The Conspiracy Against Trump, and you will find it only on tcntuckercarlson.com. Highly recommended. You know Donald Trump well.
I know him a long time ago, from the time we bought from him the Plaza Hotel, and we also bought from him his Trump Princess yacht that I still have.
How did you wind up with Donald Trump's yacht? Not many people can say that. Not many people have Donald Trump's yacht, but you do. How'd you get it? I mean, how did that happen?
Yeah, we bought it, I think, in the late 80s. Trump did take possession of it, and he renovated it. And I think he reached a stage where he did not really want to have it anymore, so we did buy it from him.
What was your experience with Trump? What's he like?
No, I mean, look, with Trump, I think if you're straight with him, you get a straight answer. We've had very good dealing with President Trump, when he was a businessman, whether during the purchase of the Plaza Hotel from him or buying his Trump Princess yacht.
So you were not anti-Trump?
Oh, no. We can't be anti-Trump. Because we are pro-America. We have to be pro-Trump, especially with the new policies that he's taking right now. I'm very much conservative, socially speaking.
Yes.
And all his policies right now in being anti-woke, being anti-left-wing, being anti all those crazy things that's happening on the left. We are for sure pro-Trump on these matters. And also, all his policies, economical policies that in looking after the eradication of the U.S. deficit, these are all conservative policies that we support. Look, I lived in America. I graduated from the West Coast, from University in California, and I finished my master's in the East Coast in America. So we all love America. We want America to be strong.
What did you think over the last 8 years as you watched the woke, the sexual politics in the United States?
I mean, look, it went just too far, too much, really. And it's about time for America to get a logical person, a pragmatic person like Trump. I know some of his policies are extreme to some people, but his social policies, being anti-woke, being anti-left-wing completely, being too liberal, I mean, these are really policies that, this are illogical. They are, look, I'm a religious person. America is still a very conservative country. And one of the main ingredients of the success of Trump in the last election was really his social policies. Many people in America believe that America went too much to the left. So I think getting back America to the center, at least to the center, not necessarily to the right, to the center, that in itself is a big achievement for America.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.